Imagine this. You are standing in the middle of a dusty battlefield. The sun is beating down, your armor weighs as much as a small kid, and you have not had clean water in days. Suddenly, horns blast. The enemy charges. Thousands of screaming warriors rush toward you with swords raised. You grip your spear and realize this might be your last day alive. Being a Roman soldier was not just about fighting. It was a full-time lifestyle filled with pain, pressure, and discipline. From the moment you joined, your life was no longer your own. Training started early and it never really stopped. You marched for miles every day, often with over 60 pounds of gear on your back. You were expected to follow every order without question. If you didn't, punishment could be brutal. You learned how to fight with a sword, throw a spear, build forts, dig trenches, and survive with very little food or rest. And if you thought battle was the worst part, think again. Sometimes the long marches, cold nights, and lack of sleep were even harder than the fighting. Roman soldiers had to be tough, focused, and ready for anything. But even with all that preparation, most people today would not survive a single day in their sandals. Every single day, as a Roman soldier started early. Not with a calm breakfast or a slow stretch, but with shouting, marching, and sweat. Before the sun even rose, you were already out of bed, slipping into stiff armor and heading into training. And it was not the fun kind. Soldiers ran for miles with full gear, practiced fighting over and over, and drilled until their arms felt like they would fall off. You did not get a break. Your centurion, kind of like your boss, made sure you were always moving, always ready. Miss a step in formation, drop your shield, complain too much. You could be punished in front of everyone, and sometimes it was painful or humiliating. Roman discipline was strict, and they believed fear kept you sharp. Then there was the food. Forget big meals. You ate mostly bread, porridge, and maybe some dried meat. No fresh fruit, no treats. And clean water? Rare. Baths were even rarer. You were sweaty, dirty, and surrounded by the stink of 100 other soldiers just like you. At night, you might think it was time to rest, but not always. Sometimes you had to stand guard or build a camp from scratch, digging trenches, hammering stakes, setting up tents, rain or shine, hot or freezing, no excuses. Life as a Roman soldier was not like the movies. It was exhausting, uncomfortable, and tough on your body and mind. And this was all before you even saw the battlefield. The horns sound, your heart starts pounding. You line up shoulder to shoulder with your fellow soldiers, shield in one hand, short sword in the other. Across the field, the enemy is screaming and charging full speed. You can feel the ground shake under your feet. Then it hits. Chaos. The first wave slams into your shield like a battering ram. You push back with all your strength. People are yelling, blades are clashing, and dirt is flying everywhere. You cannot hear orders, you cannot see more than a few feet ahead, and you definitely cannot think. All you can do is survive. You stab forward with your sword again and again. You feel bodies crash into you, some fall, some do not get back up. There is blood on your hands, your armor, your face. You slip in the mud and scramble to your feet, barely avoiding a spear that whizzes past your head. A friend next to you takes a hit and falls hard. You want to help, but you cannot. If you break formation, you risk your life and the lives of the men next to you. The training kicks in. You hold the line, you keep fighting. There is no mercy, no breaks, no escape. Just the smell of sweat, iron, and blood all around you. This is what Roman combat was like, not clean or glorious, just raw, brutal, and terrifying. The battle ends, but the nightmare doesn't. The screaming fades, replaced by groans of the wounded and the eerie silence of those who did not make it. You are still standing, but your arms are shaking, your legs are sore, and your mind feels numb. You look around and see the ground covered in broken weapons, shattered shields, and fallen men. Some were your friends, others were strangers. All of them are now part of the cost. You are hurt too. Maybe it is just a bruise, a cut, or something worse. But there is no doctor waiting for you. Roman soldiers had to patch each other up the best they could. If the wound was bad, infection could set in. You could lose a limb or your life, days after the fighting stopped. And then comes the worst part, the emotional weight. You remember the look on the enemy's face when your sword struck. You replay the sound of someone calling for help that never came. You try to sleep, but the memories do not go away. Roman soldiers were trained to be tough, but even the strongest could not escape the trauma. And just when you think it is over, you get the next order. Pack up. March again. Another town, another fight. This was the life of a Roman soldier. Endless battles, both outside and inside. Pain that never fully healed. And the knowledge that tomorrow could be your last. So, could you really survive 24 hours as a Roman soldier? Think about it. From the moment you wake up, you are pushed to your limit. Grueling training, strict discipline, almost no rest. Your gear is heavy, your food is basic, and your body is constantly sore. Then comes the battle. Chaos, fear, pain, and death all around you. No safety nets, no second chances, just raw survival. And after all that, you still have to keep going. March to the next camp, set up defenses, heal if you can, fight again tomorrow. Being a Roman soldier was not about glory or cool armor. It was about suffering, sacrifice, and staying alive in one of the toughest jobs in history. These men weren't superheroes. They were real people who faced fear every day and kept going anyway. Most of us today are not built for that kind of life. We are used to comfort, safety, and choice. Roman soldiers had none of that. So while it might sound exciting to wear the armor and swing the sword, the truth is, the Roman army was a brutal machine, and very few could handle what it demanded. That is why most people today wouldn't last 24 hours as a Roman soldier. Which part of a Roman soldier's life shocked you the most? Was it the brutal training, the battles, or the harsh living conditions? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoy exploring the brutal truths of history, make sure to check out the other videos on the Ancient Daily. Thanks for watching.